Hey y'all, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a really good one for y'all, and this is the lasagna roll-ups that I'm pretty sure you guys have seen all over the internet. Y'all, I like my lasagna roll-ups to be chicken Alfredo or seafood Alfredo style. It was so good. You can literally see the schmutz that I got on the side of the bowl from tearing it up. It was creamy, it was perfectly seasoned, it had plenty of spinach, chicken, and cheese all throughout, and it's so good. I'm not even gonna add a YouTube intro. We're just gonna jump right into it, okay? So of course, anytime I'm making some pasta, I'm going to start off with a large pot of water that is heavily salted. So I just heavily salted with some kosher salt. Don't worry, it's not going to make the pasta noodles salty at all, but it's just going to speed up that boiling water process. So we're going to let that boil. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to boil lasagna noodles. And while that's doing its thing, we're going to go ahead and work on seasoning our chicken breast. So I don't know if y'all have Kroger's where y'all are at or what grocery store you have. Back in Chicago, we had Jewel Osco, we had Strack and Van Til, we had Mariano's, we had those type of grocery chains. But typically, whatever grocery store that you have near you is going to have some type of discounted chicken, like thin cut chicken breast, okay? Girl, even if you got to go to Walmart, don't be picky. Just make sure that the chicken is not spoiled or nothing. But that's exactly what I'm using. I love this $5 chicken from Kroger. It's so fat and it makes the juiciest cutlets of chicken. All I did was mix together some Creole seasoning, Italian seasoning, and a little bit of lemon pepper with some avocado oil in a little bowl, and I just smothered that on top of my chicken because I love the sear and the color that my chicken gets when I cook it. And in a skillet that I almost knocked over, I have my skillet on medium heat, and all I did was add some ghee to the pan, and I cooked my chicken for about 5 minutes on each side. And I want you guys to keep in mind that the chicken is going to continue to cook in the oven. So once it's done cooking for 5 minutes on each side, we're going to remove it and cut it into cubes, like bite-sized pieces, or you can shred it. It does not need to be fully cooked, okay? So as you can see, it's a couple raw pieces, but you got to remember it's going to continue to cook in the oven, so we don't want no tough chicken. So set your partially cooked chicken to the side and go ahead and start boiling your lasagna noodles. I feel like 8 noodles is a perfect amount for this recipe. It should feed about 4 people. I mean, honestly, 2 to 3 lasagna noodles per person should fill you up. So you can do anywhere from 6 to maybe even 12 lasagna noodles that I rolled up, and y'all will be nice and full. I'm telling y'all, with some Texas toast and some Caesar salad, listen, you're gonna be nice and satisfied. So all I'm doing is gonna boil these lasagna noodles to al dente. I don't want these to be tough as a toenail. I want these to be nice and chewy and having like a nice little bite when they come out of the oven. So we're going to, once again, cook to al dente because it will continue to cook in the oven. So that should take about 8 to 9 minutes. Once that's done, we're going to add it to a little colander or a strainer. We're going to pour our noodles in, and we're going to run some cold water on top of our noodles. This is just to stop it from cooking and shock the noodles a little bit, because if they continue to cook and continue to be hot, they get like this gummy texture that I really hate. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm so tired. I want to tell y'all about my weekend. I had this food review with my little boo, yeah. Went to this little food review with my little boo. And where the fuck was that? Oh, excuse me. Where was that at? That was in Fayetteville at this Mexican restaurant. They kept bringing out tequila and liquor. Girl, I was tore up. I was so tired. I left that place drunk. Like, he had to walk me to my apartment. I was messed up. I was toe up. And that was on Sunday. I think I filmed this video this weekend. I did the voiceover for this on Wednesday because I've been hungover since Sunday. This is terrible. And I slept from like 2 to 6 p.m. that day, and I woke up and was just over it. It was just a lot. There was a lot going on. So if I sound sleepy, I apologize, y'all. I'm really trying to get back on track with my sleeping schedule, but yeah, that tequila won against your girl. Anyways, I'm going to add some butter to the skillet that we cooked our chicken in, and add in some minced garlic, and also going with some heavy cream. You can tell that I was super tired making this because I burnt the hell out of that garlic. I'm so sorry. Don't burn your garlic. We're going to add that to our skillet with some heavy whipping cream, or you could just do half and half. And we're going to stir everything really well. As you can see, I got my little orange spatula.
And I never been embraced, and the money's hard to make, so I bet they on their face right now. he tell the story, that's not how it went. No, they be lying 100%. Moved out of the wrist and forgot about the bed. Why they just call me to tell me come get it? Got that boy off and I don't want no credit. If it was me, they wouldn't.
So I'm gonna let that come up to temperature. You don't want it to boil over, so just keep it on medium heat and monitor it closely, because as you can see, it's starting to boil a little bit. In this step, I either add in sour cream or cream cheese along with my seasonings, just to add a nice little flavor to it. For me, I just keep it simple. I do Creole seasoning, a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. I don't really be doing all that. I also like the taste that nutritional yeast gives my sauces, and you gotta go in with some crushed red pepper flakes and Italian seasoning, because this is the African American household in the South, baby. That's what we do. This is what we do. I'm gonna stir all this in really well to get all of those seasonings throughout of our sauce. And I think this is where I add in my cheeses, like towards the end, because I don't want my sauce to split. So I don't want my sauce to boil, because too high of a heat will break the sauce, and I don't want to add in my cheeses when it's too hot, because I just be feeling like it make it super oily. I added in like a little mild cheddar, triple cheddar blend, and then I mixed everything together with the heat off. And I also went in with some sour cream towards the end as well. Some creme fraiche will be bomb as hell in this, ain't gonna lie. But I set that to the side and went ahead and worked on my lasagna filling. So I have frozen spinach, because who gonna check me, and some whole milk ricotta, along with some garlic powder, some Maggi seasoning, a little bit of lemon pepper and Italian seasoning. And y'all, you just want to use a large bowl for this, because we about to put in some elbow grease. And then my secret weapon is, of course, some ranch seasoning. Now, as you can see, I went in with my chicken that is partially cooked. Why? Because it's going to be encapsulated in this lasagna filling, and it's going to continue to cook in the oven. And we don't want no tough ass chicken. And then y'all come under my video telling me that this chicken is dry and it's tough. No, baby, I did not tell you to do that. So partially cook your chicken, partially cook your noodles, because everything's going to continue to cook, and we don't want nothing that's gummy. We don't want nothing that's going to chip our tooth. Nothing. So as you can see, I'm just giving it a gentle folding motion. Some people be adding in eggs to their ricotta filling for their lasagna, but I didn't do that. And I also added in some Italian cheese once I added in like the Alfredo sauce situation. Y'all, this is just the best part. You can even go in with some sun-dried tomatoes. You can use freshly cooked spinach. Girl, you can even do some kale. It's totally up to you what vegetables that you want to do. So next I'm gonna go in with our noodles. Like I said, I did 8 noodles. I'm gonna lay them on a cutting board and just doll up an even layer of the ricotta filling. Super simple. I'm just going to use a spatula or my hands just to spread it all together. I don't like to have the chicken pieces on the ends, because then the noodles don't be sealing. So just don't go too heavy with the filling, because you definitely want to make room for it in the pan, and you don't want to overstuff your noodles because they will unravel. But this is so good. Like, I genuinely cannot wait to dip into this. Now, in my original video, I added sauce to the bottom of the noodles before I started spreading it. But in this video, I don't think I showed it on camera, but I had already added sauce to the filling. But I have like a really good idea for another lasagna roll-up video. If y'all want to see like a seafood one, just let me know. But y'all, this filling goes really good in stuffed shells too, if you love stuffed shells. I'm a stuffed shell girl. I freaking love stuffed shells. But as you guys can see, I'm not going too heavy with the filling at the end. I want the filling just to be even all throughout. And then just roll it up. You know, y'all know how to roll stuff up. I know what y'all be doing on Saturdays. You're just gonna roll it up all the way towards the end. And it's just as simple as that. And I repeat it with the remaining lasagna noodles until I'm all done. And I meant to mention in the earlier step that you can add extra noodles. You can boil extra noodles, because some noodles may be torn. You may mess up one while rolling it. You just never know. You want to have a little bit extra during the rolling process, or if boiling they break or whatever happens, they might get stuck together. But yes, like you see here, just adding in an even layer, nothing too crazy. Just spreading it out with my fingers and rolling it up, starting at the end. Of course, you would start at the end, but y'all, I just keep imagining how this would taste with some sun-dried tomatoes. Like, that would be incredible. So now we're gonna add some sauce to our 9x9 baking dish. Of course, you can use a larger one. I'm gonna spread the even layer of sauce on the bottom, and gently add in our lasagna roll-ups seam down, as in the opening is down, like you can see here. Like, you don't see the little opening at the top, the little envelope looking thing. So for this recipe, I was able to fit in 6, and of course you can always just use a larger baking dish or make 2 separate pans. You want to top it with your sauce and top that with some cheese. And I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I just baked this for about 35 minutes. And y'all, once you let it cool down for 10, it is so incredibly delicious. You can remix this any way that you want. I literally tore this up before making this video, but make this and thank me later.